Ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here on YouTube. The market's in a pinch. Let's figure out why. So welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope your day is going good so far. Now, if you've been following this channel for any period of time, you will see how I have been talking about the one bounce off the 50 moving average for Bitcoin, which controls the market because it owns half of the market. Now we are on a weekly chart. We can see price action came down, bounced one time into the bear market. We slipped. 2017-18, price action came down, one bounce, and it was slipping into the bear market after that. From here, we can kind of see something similar. We got the 2019 run-up, but you thought I was going to say 2009, didn't you? One bounce off the 50 moving average. We'll never know if this is an anomaly due to the virus, but we did get a single bounce on the weekly chart. Now, you've seen this play out the last couple weeks on this channel. I've been saying the bullish engulfing candles are getting smaller and smaller. Indecision happened in the market last week, and we know this because we can kind of see a little wick on the bottom of this candle, and these have consecutively been getting smaller. Now we have a doji star, and depending on how this finishes, green or red, in 2 days could really determine what happens with the market right now. We are at the pinnacle tipping point of the market right now. We are either going to see history repeat itself with the single bounce off the 50 moving average and slip into the bear market. Now, we are still in a downtrend with Bitcoin, and we will get to CKB here in just a second, I promise. But for now, we can definitely see that this has not really recovered since April's little bash. And this was very concerning to everyone. My only hope here at this point is that we see market recovery maybe somewhere along this $29,000 line. And I say that because we are kind of forming some sort of a descending triangle. This would be problematic, though, because we would trade through the cloud, and once you pass through the cloud on these weeklies, it's very hard to recover. We can see right here, the bounce happened, we went through the cloud, it was all over. We got the bounce, came through the cloud, it was all over. Back in 2014, we don't have any data. But you can kind of see where I'm going with this. If Bitcoin trends down through this cloud and this 50 moving average, I do think it is in big trouble. So I'm not trying to be scary or anything here, but we might see some heavy volatility. We have experienced a very nasty little ending diagonal, and I have been talking about the possibility of this formation for the last month and how this is definitely not something we want to ignore. And look at what is happening. So with that said, let's go ahead and look at this thing on a 4-hour chart, and we can see the symmetrical triangle that has formed. Actually, I'm going to go to this wick here because this is more of a pivot point here. And we can go to the downside. Again, we will get to CKB, folks. Bear with me. But as we all know, Bitcoin controls the market because we've got a $2 trillion market cap. Bitcoin owns $1 trillion of it. So until that changes, Bitcoin will rule. But last hour, we can see the clear shift in momentum, and now we have full body candles heading to the downside with very little buying resistance for that matter. This is just on the hourly chart now. So where is Bitcoin going? Like I said, I do think there is some sort of solid support down at the 29,000. I'm not saying that at this time we are going to wick down that far, but we had an 18% retracement here. It would make sense to see possibly something very similar, maybe down to the $38,000 level, somewhere in there. Now, another thing, if you saw the tweet and post I made this morning, we did get a Fibonacci time sequence showing up around 912, 913. And I'm just going off this top here. Somewhere in there. Let me just dial this in. I want to make sure that this is spot on. Okay. All right. So looking back in hindsight, predicted a reversal to the upside here, a drop off here, predicted a reversal here, kind of predicted a reversal here. We did have a dip here, but this is a nice bottom. And then September 12th, 11 p.m., give or take 4 hours on each side. You might as well make it 6. This could be the final point that Bitcoin, if, and I'm saying if, we see this continue to go down, we may see something like this happen right around this $38,000 level. So that is my guess right now. With Bitcoin, we may see a little support around this $43,000 level. Perhaps even this 44.47. Off to CKB, I did end up selling my bags this morning once I saw Bitcoin kind of finalize its setup. Last night we were kind of speculating that we may be seeing some sort of ascending triangle forming. It looks like it was getting there, and then Bitcoin wet the bed. So I did get out and I did scalp about $8 in profit. Unfortunately, this price has suffered since. Let's look at CKB on a super high level. I do think that there is a chance at this point in time right now that the next level of support will be 0.0166, and then this 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart around 0.015. If Bitcoin continues to drag the market down, what we will see, and I just want to take a peek at this on the 12-hour. On the 12-hour chart, if Bitcoin really drags price action down, we will see price go right through the 50 and the 200 and probably pull this 50 down like this and form a death cross. And this is an example of a death cross here, and we can see that it was all downhill from there. So with that said, it's time to be careful, in my opinion. I'm seeing a penny CKB if Bitcoin gets really nasty. So keep that in mind, folks. Like I said, I'm not trying to be scary here. Look for support around 0.0165 and 0.0136-ish. To get our minds off the bearish market, in the next video I'm going to do, we're going to look through some of Nervous's partners, apps, and stuff in their ecosystem. So I thought that would be kind of a fun thing to do. With that said, folks, I hope everyone holding CKB can hold on. It's going to probably be somewhat of a bumpy little ride here. We had the cup and handle going. We had some good price action going. Another one I just want to cover really quick because I know there's a lot of people vested in Voyager that watch this channel. Clearly, we have the descending triangle, and unfortunately, this was an extension of the previous trend, which was down. And we're looking at this on a 1 hour chart. Man, this really pains me to see Voyager in this position. Let's look at this on a daily. Okay, we just don't have enough data on the daily since the token swap, which is fine, but we can definitely see the bear leg here, which indicates a further continuation of the trend to the downside. I'm seeing nothing bullish about Voyager token right now. Like I said, I received a lot of flack from people the other day when I mentioned that I had a buy order set at $1.65 for Voyager token. We might get another wick down to that level. This is not financial advice, but I do have a buy order set for that level. I am very long on Voyager token. I want to make that very clear. This is a great app, and they have a lot of great things going for it. So I'm very excited about the future of Voyager token. I think that will wrap up today's video, but if you aren't already, follow me on Twitter at Real6Fig. You know, I'm dropping bombs for everybody to see. A big shout out to Crypto Airborne, who joined me on a live stream last night, originally planned for 1 hour long. It went like 2 hours and 10 minutes long. People in the comments were going crazy. They were just asking for TA on all these coins, which we were happy to stick around and help out with. Big shout out to all the Patreons as well. Do appreciate each and every one of you. And in addition, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon, it's $3 a month. You can get your name, business name, YouTube channel name up on this banner. Again, keep an eye out for the video on the Nervous ecosystem that I'll be putting out in a little bit.